He turned a simple "yup" into a pop culture catchphrase, then shocked fans by suing the very network that made him famous. Dave Hester, once the brash, bold star of Storage Wars, claimed the show was a carefully orchestrated sham, alleging producers staged scenes, planted items, and manipulated the outcomes. The public was stunned. How much of what we saw behind those padlocked doors was actually real? And what exactly was being kept hidden? Storage Wars offered viewers unscripted drama, quirky personalities, and the thrill of discovering hidden treasures in abandoned storage lockers. But behind that promise lay a story far more complex, one filled with manipulation, staged drama, and a lawsuit that exposed the dirty secrets of reality TV. This isn't just a story about a show, it's a story about the battle for truth in an industry built on illusion. This is the untold story of Storage Wars. When Storage Wars premiered on A&E in 2010, it was unlike anything else on television. The concept was simple yet compelling. Follow a group of colorful bidders as they attend storage auctions, hoping to strike it rich by finding forgotten treasures. Abandoned storage units, due to unpaid rent, were legally up for grabs, and bidders had just a few minutes to peer inside before placing their bets. With every episode, audiences were drawn into the high-stakes gamble. Sometimes the lockers yielded junk, other times items worth thousands of dollars. There was suspense, drama, and the occasional shouting match. It felt raw and unscripted. By its second season, Storage Wars had become A&E's highest-rated nonfiction series, averaging 2.4 million viewers per episode and sparking national interest in storage auctions. The cast, too, became overnight sensations. Dave Hester, with his unmistakable "yup" call, emerged as the show's antagonist, clashing with fellow bidders. Brandy Passante and Jared Schultz, a couple with a flirty but combative dynamic, offered a relatable blue-collar perspective. Barry Weiss, the eccentric collector with an eye for the odd and valuable, provided comic relief and surprise expertise. It all felt authentic until it didn't. As the show gained traction, it ignited a cultural phenomenon. Storage auctions, once a niche subculture, became mainstream. Fans began attending auctions in hopes of emulating their favorite bidders. Spin-offs like Storage Wars, Texas, and competitors such as Auction Hunters and Storage Hunters popped up across networks, eager to capitalize on the storage craze. But success came at a cost. Behind the scenes, not everything was as spontaneous as it appeared. In 2012, Dave Hester dropped a bombshell. He filed a lawsuit against A&E and the show's producers, accusing them of fraud, unfair business practices, and wrongful termination. According to Hester, the show was heavily manipulated. He alleged that producers salted storage lockers, meaning they planted valuable or interesting items to make episodes more exciting. He claimed scenes were reshot, interviews were scripted, and rivalries were exaggerated or completely manufactured. Hester even said some cast members were coached on how to react and, in some cases, received financial assistance to ensure they could win certain units. The most salacious accusation? Hester claimed the network paid for plastic surgery for female cast members to make them more appealing on camera, purely for ratings. The courtroom battle put A&E in a tough position. They denied the allegations, insisting that the show was protected by the First Amendment as a creative work. But the lawsuit sparked a debate that went far beyond one series. The lawsuit, filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, ignited a firestorm of controversy. Hester, once the villain audiences loved to hate, was now positioned as a whistleblower. His legal complaint painted a picture of a show where almost nothing was left to chance, where narrative arcs were crafted in the editing room, and characters were more like actors following a script. In court documents, Hester described instances where producers would preload lockers with memorabilia, collectibles, or rare antiques to ensure exciting finds. He said some cast members were told which lockers to bid on and when to make dramatic remarks. According to Hester, even the fights were sometimes staged or encouraged by producers, looking for viral moments. A&E's legal team responded aggressively. They argued that Hester's claims were not only baseless, but also an attempt to damage the show after he was removed from it. They emphasized that Storage Wars was meant to entertain, not serve as documentary journalism. In a statement, they said, "The viewing public understands that the primary goal of reality television is to entertain, not to portray a literal reality." It was a bold defense, and one that highlighted the murky ethics of reality programming. If viewers accept a certain level of fabrication, where is the line between entertainment and deception? Eventually, Hester's lawsuit was settled out of court, with undisclosed terms, but the damage to Storage Wars' reputation was done. Even though Hester returned to the show in later seasons, many fans were left wondering how much of what they'd watched was real, and how much was carefully orchestrated. Despite the controversy, Storage Wars endured. The series continued with new cast members and fresh storylines, and while ratings declined over time, it remained a staple of A&E's programming for years. Dave Hester, after his settlement, reappeared in later seasons, though his role was more subdued. Other cast changes also shaped the show's trajectory. Brandy and Jared's relationship eventually ended, both personally and professionally, leading to shifts in the cast dynamic. Barry Weiss left the show after a few seasons, though he remained a fan favorite and returned for occasional appearances. Through all the turnover, one constant remained: the shadow of Hester's lawsuit. The public now viewed the show with a more critical eye. Viewers questioned whether the big fines were legitimate. Auctioneers faced increased skepticism at real-life auctions. The show had unintentionally trained a generation of treasure hunters, and now those same fans felt duped. More broadly, Hester's lawsuit opened up a larger conversation about the ethics of reality TV. From The Bachelor to Survivor, many viewers began to wonder how many other reality shows were scripted, staged, or manipulated behind the scenes. Former producers and cast members from other series began speaking out, revealing the extensive editing, reshooting, and scripting that goes into crafting real television. Today, Storage Wars remains a cultural touchstone, not just as a popular reality show, but as a symbol of a genre that blurs the line between fact and fiction. It introduced millions of people to the world of storage auctions, inspired spin-offs and imitators, and made household names out of everyday people. But it also exposed the uneasy truth at the heart of reality TV. The genre promises authenticity, but often delivers performance. The cameras may be real, but the stories are shaped with purpose. The drama is edited for tension. The characters are cast not just for who they are, but who they can be on screen. Dave Hester's lawsuit didn't just pull back the curtain on one show. It forced the public to confront the illusion of reality TV as a whole. It showed that even the most mundane premises, like sorting through abandoned junk, can be manipulated into entertainment gold. But at what cost? So what do you think? Was Storage Wars a genuine peek into the unpredictable world of storage auctions, or just another well-packaged piece of scripted drama? Did Dave Hester expose a reality TV scam, or simply turn on the show that made him famous? Let us know in the comments below. And if you've ever attended a real storage auction, we want to hear your story. Were there surprises? Was it anything like the show? And if you like this deep dive into the hidden truths of reality TV, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next expose. Until then, remember, in television, not everything is as it seems. And if you want more deep dives into your favorite actors and filmmakers, make sure to subscribe to FilmVert.